Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the Chocolate 2020 Autumn Collection from Cuccio. These were sent to me for review. For all of my swatches today, I am utilizing this base coat. It is a fast dry base coat and did a really good job at protecting my nails, even with some of these more pigmented shades. So the first shade of this collection is LATTE, and it is a very light, creamy latte color. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this swatched today for me on my natural nail. So here is a look at that first easy coat. I'm a big fan of the Cuccio cream formula, especially at this price point. One coat went on really smooth, really easy, maybe just a hint of streakiness. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this coat, let it dry down, and then show you how it built up for me with a quick second coat. 2 coats is all you're going to need for this one to be completely opaque and a really nice glossy finish as well. My swatches today are mostly shown without the glossy top coat, but you can see how gorgeously these dry down. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before glossy top coat underneath my artificial ring lighting, and then this is my final swatch photo of LATTE. So next up is Caramel Kisses, and this one in the bottle I was not a huge fan of, but I am going to tell you why I love it. So this is a little bit more of a deeper caramel color. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it's swatched today for me on my natural nail. So here is a look at that first easy coat. This one almost has a little bit of a juicy feel to it as well. One coat goes on super smooth, really easy. If you go in a little bit thicker, you may be able to get away with a one coat for most of these creams. However, I did want to go ahead and build it up with a quick second coat. I needed to get a little bit closer to my sidewall and also maybe had a little bit of streakiness. So 2 coats is going to bring this one to full coverage. I love this one so much because it's like the exact same shade as my freckles. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial ring lighting, and then this is my final swatch photo. So next up is Semi-Sweet on You, and this does have a little bit more pink in it. It is still fairly beige, really great neutral. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it's swatched today for me on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. I do feel like this color is a little bit more forgiving on my skin tone. A lot of nudes tend to pull the red tones out of my skin. That pink really helps neutralize it. So that first coat, really close to being completely opaque. I am going to go ahead and finish it up with a quick second coat here. 2 coats is all that I needed for full coverage. I think this is going to be a great polish to wear year-round, just a really great neutral. So here is a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. Very grown-up and classy shade. And then this is my final swatch photo at an angle underneath my artificial ring lighting. So next up is Hot Chocolate Cold Days, and you can see from my swatch here, this does have fairly strong red tones in there underneath all the brown. A little bit of a deeper shade, again, really forgiving on my fair skin. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how it's swatched today for me on my natural nail. Here is a look at that first coat. This one does pull a little bit more red or pink tone here on camera than I think it is in person. It is very deep and rich and chocolatey, really gorgeous shade. Again, really close to being full coverage on one coat, which is amazing for the price point of these creams. However, I did want to just go ahead and deepen it up a little bit more with a quick second coat. 2 coats for sure brings me to full coverage with a nice glossy finish. So here is a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial ring lighting. This is definitely one of my top picks. So next up we have SMORE, please, and now we're definitely getting into the vampy, more autumn gorgeous shade. So this one is a little bit deeper, again has those really nice red tones in there, super chocolatey. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it's swatched today for me on my natural nail. This one I did feel like was a little bit thinner in formula. It does give you that nice juicy feel on the nail, a little bit streaky though, so I'm going to go ahead and let this dry down and then show you how it built up for me with a quick second coat. 2 coats, depending on your application, is going to make for full coverage if you wanted to. So I did go in a little bit thicker here for my second coat, but if you like thinner coats, you may want to go in for 3 for this one. So here is a look at that completed mani, stunner of a shade at 2 coats before a glossy top coat. Again, it does dry down super glossy, and this is my final swatch photo. So next up I have FUDGE, and this is the deepest chocolate shade of this collection. It does still have some red tones in there, which I'm a huge fan of. So again, these deeper shades are going to be my top picks. I just love them. It is a little bit of a thinner formula again as well, the same as SMORE, please. So this one goes on a little bit streaky on that first coat. So I'm going to go ahead, complete this coat, let it dry down, and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. 2 coats, depending on application method, is going to be enough for full coverage. If you still notice a little bit of streaking, I think I did have some on a few nails. I did go in for a 3rd coat. Definitely worth it for the color payoff. I do love this shade. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat. I did swatch this one with a glossy top coat. I had some like fuzz on my nails to help even it out, so you can get a look at what that looks like as well. So now we do have 2 shimmer shades of this collection. I'm completely in love with them. The first one is getting into Truffle. Super, super gorgeous. It does have some gold shimmer in there. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this swatched today for me on my natural nail. This one went on like a dream. Really smooth, really easy to work with. It did dry down fairly quickly as well. I didn't have any brush stroking, even though it does have a very strong reflection in there. I did go ahead and opt to deepen this up a little bit with a second coat. I do feel like it definitely benefits from that second coat. You get more of that shimmer peeking through. This one does dry down a little bit dull, so I do recommend going in with 1 coat of your favorite glossy top coat. But here's a look at that completed mani at just 2 coats before glossy top coat underneath my artificial lighting, and then my final swatch photo with glossy top coat under the same lighting. So the lash polish of this collection is Brownie Points, and this is another gorgeous shimmer polish. This one is so, so rich. Another top pick for me. Surprisingly, I was like, it's kind of pretty in the bottle, but on the nail, it's like alive. So here's a look at that first coat. This one is almost completely opaque in just 1 coat. I am going to go ahead and complete this and let it dry down and deepen it up a little bit more with a second coat, just because I love all of that gold shimmer peeking through. So here's a look at that quick and easy and final second coat for a full coverage. I could not be more in love with this one. So here is a look at that completed mani at just 2 coats before glossy top coat. Again, I do recommend going in with a coat of your favorite glossy top coat for these shimmer shades. And then this is my final swatch photo with a glossy top coat. Super, super pretty. Cuccio also sent me some of their cuticle revitalizing oil. This that I'm using today is in the milk and honey scent, and it is phenomenal. It does have a dropper tip, which is the only, I think in my collection, cuticle oil that has a dropper tip, but it does awesome when you drop it right in there in that cuticle. You can watch it flood and moisturize everything there. I think this is going to be a lifesaver, especially as we head into the colder winter months. I'm just going to rub that right in and let it dry. Super in love with the formula. It dries down great and absorbs really well. So that's it for today. This is the chocolate Cuccio collection. A big huge thank you to Cuccio for sending them out to me. I'll go ahead and leave a shop link down below where you can purchase these. If you'd like to see more, you can also follow me on Instagram at Sloppy Swatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.